Hello everyone, my name is Victoria and welcome to my very first YouTube video. So today I wanted to talk about my job. Yeah, I know it might sound lame that I wanted to talk about my job, but I work as a background on TV shows and movies. So I wanted to tell you about my experience on the very first day. So, my very first day I was working on a show called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. If you know that show, comment down below. So, when I got my call times, I didn't know what it is and how it looks like and what I should expect. So when I opened it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for my name and I'm gonna look for location to know what time I should be there and where I should be. So I found my name, I got the location, but I didn't think about the parking at first. So if I did thought about it in advance, I would ask my agent and be like, hey, so what about the parking? But I didn't. So the location was downtown. I drove all the way downtown and I parked at one of the payable parking lots. I paid like 20 or 30 bucks to stay there for whatever, for I don't know how long, because I did not know what to expect. So I paid for my parking, I went to the location, and right at the front of the holding where we were signing in and all of that stuff, and like prep thingy, and at the front door there was a production assistant, and I was like, hey, so my name is this and this and I need to be there with this time and blah blah blah. And she was like, yeah, just walk into this door. So I walked into the door and I see the staircase in front of me. And also what I see is the lineup. The people were just like one by one standing on the stairs, like against the wall. For some reason I didn't think it was weird, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore all of these people waiting in the line and I'm gonna be the smartest one and go all the way upstairs. So it was on the 3rd floor. I went all the way up just to realize that all of this lineup was right to the table where we're supposed to be signed in. With all my shame, I start walking downstairs and oh my goodness, these people were looking at me like, yeah, girl, we knew you were gonna walk back. But none of them said anything, by the way. That's kind of like, eh. So I went all the way down, back to the front door, got into a lane, and all I had left is just waiting. But, so when you get your call times, they usually say what kind of clothing you should bring with you. For some reason, I didn't think that I should bring all of my clothes in some kind of bag or like a sport bag or just like anything. Garbage bag, at least. So I was holding the pile of clothes just in my hands and waiting in the line. When I got to the table, people started like signing me in, and to get signed in you need to bring like residency papers, like documents, and I didn't know what exactly they need. I mean, I knew because it was on email on the call time, but I still didn't know. So there was this lady, the old lady with huge glasses. She yelled at me for not bringing my paperwork and I was hella scared. So she was like, okay, just fill this form, give it back to me, and email all your documents to your agent so they can email it to production. And I was just like, okay, that kind of like pressure, that feeling, I don't know. She made me uncomfortable, okay? So I filled up my paperwork and everything, give it back to her, and she was like, okay, go to the makeup and hair and wardrobe. So I got into the first lane, the second lane, they did my hair, they did my makeup, ish. And while I was figuring out my wardrobe, 80s start calling first group of people to set. Everybody was divided by 3 groups, like A, B, and C. I was supposed to be in the B group because of my call time, because it was a little bit later than the first group, so I was not technically ready yet. But for some reason when I was talking to the wardrobe lady, she looked at the list and she looked at my name and she figured that I was a group A, so she wrote a little A letter on my wrist just so nobody get confused, and she just like in a hurry like told me what to wear, and she was like, okay, this good, go on set. And I was like, oh god, which set? Where am I going? What am I doing? What's going on? I asked her briefly like, where should I leave my stuff, like all of my like my purse, my clothes, like my shoes and everything, and she was like, oh, just leave it here, like at one of the tables. And I was like, girl, what? My stuff just here? Like, what if somebody steals that? Like, I have wallet in there, I have my like credit cards, my driver's license, like all of my stuff, you know, like I don't care about the clothing, like whatever, but like, are you sure? So I decided, again, I'm the smartest one, I'm gonna bring everything with me. And guess what? It was a terrible idea. I know. I gathered all my shit and I saw people walking outside, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna follow them. And nobody carried their things. And at first I thought it was like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. Maybe they left it in their cars or something. So me walking down the street to the set with all of my things, we walked in to the set. It was at one of the theaters in downtown. They started giving us props, like because it was the movie theater scene, they started giving us like popcorns and pop and all of that stuff, like candies and such. I didn't take any props because I was like, hell no, like I have all of this stuff in my hands, like how am I gonna bring the prop with me? So I walked into the theater and another ID started putting us around, like, you know, in places. At first, they put me at the very back and the very corner. I was like, okay, at least I can see everyone. So I put all of my stuff under the chair. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm golden. But then things start getting worse. They started moving us around like 5-6 times. And every time I had to like take all of that shit out and go to another seat, and everything was so tight. It was so uncomfortable to like carry all this around. But then they finally put me at the front. I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm great. I'm just gonna leave it here. But they put me at very front, like at the front row corner seat. I was like, let's just hope nobody gonna see my stuff under the chair, because like if it's seen on camera, it's not gonna look good, you know what I mean? Nobody noticed, good for me. And we started filming. One shot, another shot. We reset like 300 times, which is normal. They just trying to make a perfect shot. So then they started switching us around again to trick the camera or whatever it's called, to, you know. So at some point I was like, I can't just have this stuff with me all around. So I walked to the front door, and there was this girl standing, one of the PAs again, I guess. And I was like, hey, can I just leave my stuff right here in the corner? And she's like, oh yeah, like of course, like why are you carrying this around with you anyways? I was like, don't even ask. Don't even ask. I put my stuff down, we continued filming. It was much better because I could easily move around. I went back to the holding. I met these guys and they told me that it's okay to leave your stuff at the holding. Like, yeah, it's not 100% safe, but like, it will be fine. I left my stuff. We went to get Chipotle just across the street, had some good talks, and then we went back. Later, we moved all of our stuff to set because we had holding on set. And while they were filming different shots in different like locations at the theater, on the stairs and stuff. After the lunch, they cut some people. I think they cut the group B and C, I believe. Like the smaller groups that came later. Since I was group A, I stayed. So we continued working, shooting and whatever. And then we had a little break while they were resetting the camera or turning around. The fire alarm went off. So we all start walking outside and they start checking all the names to see like that everybody's here. And then I said my name and they couldn't find me on the A list. And the guy who was asking for names, he was like, hey, what was your call time? And I told him, and he looked at the next page and he was like, oh, you're group B. And I was like, nope, I'm group A. And he's like, oh, that's weird. Well, okay, good for you. You get paid more. And I was like, okay, good, I guess. So I stayed and it was a very, very long day. It was, I believe it was like 16 hours. So they were using me a lot at the beginning of the day. So later on, they decided to keep me at the holding because seeing the same person on camera all the time as background is fairly not good or something. So for the rest of the shoot, maybe like 5-6 hours, I was just sitting at the holding doing nothing, playing on my phone, talking to people, taking a nap. I was actually hoping that they're gonna bring me back and use me at some point because I like to be on set and I like to, you know, be on camera and stuff, you know. And yeah, and then we got off at like probably 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. and when I went back to my parking and I looked at my car, I realized that I got a ticket for my parking because I didn't pay on time, because I only paid until like 6 p.m. or something, and I did not realize that, and I forgot about that. So I got a ticket. Half of my paycheck, woof, gone. So that was my very first experience on set, and let me tell you, it was a very good lesson. After that, I was like more experienced. I was like, the second time I was on set, I was like, I know everything. You don't need to tell me. I'm good, guys. I'm good. I know what I'm doing. I actually did not know what I was doing. I still don't know, really. Every time I come on set, I still ask like 300 million questions. And yeah, that was my story. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want me to tell more stories from set like that, comment down below and I'll tell you more because I have a bunch. Well, anyways, it was really nice to talk to you guys and I'll see you later. Bye bye.